There is a quiet force that some men carry, one that has nothing to do with height, wealth, or charisma in the traditional sense. It is a stillness, a kind of gravity that pulls attention without asking for it. People sense it before they understand it. It shows up in the way a man holds a room, the way his silence feels heavier than another man's words. This force is built, not born. It comes from restraint, from a decision to stop leaking energy in every direction, and instead hold it, shape it, and let it settle into something unshakable. That is where this story begins. Somewhere between discipline and mystery, a transformation happens inside a man who chooses control over impulse. His body changes first. Steadier breath, sharper eyes, a walk that no longer rushes. But the deeper change happens beneath the surface, in the parts of him nobody can see.
His focus stops scattering. His mind stops chasing distraction. And slowly, without him even noticing, the people around him begin to feel something different when he enters a space. They cannot name it. They only know that something about him lingers longer than it should. This is the part few people talk about. The echo. Not a sound, not a memory, but a residue of presence that stays behind long after a man has walked away.
It settles into another person's thoughts the way warmth settles into a room after the fire has gone out. They will not remember every word he said. They will remember how being near him felt. Steady, calm, magnetic in a way that defies explanation. That feeling does not fade quickly. It resurfaces at strange hours, uninvited, refusing to be forgotten. Most people spend their lives leaking their energy carelessly, through impulse, through desperation, through the constant need to be seen and validated. It thins them out. It makes their presence forgettable, replaceable, easily lost in a crowd of people doing the exact same thing. But the man who learns restraint becomes rare, simply by not doing what everyone else does. In a world addicted to instant release, discipline itself becomes the loudest, most unusual thing a person can offer. And rarity always draws the eye. There is something almost eerie about how this quiet power spreads without effort. It does not announce itself. It does not need to. A steady gaze, an unhurried voice, a stillness that refuses to be rattled. These things speak louder than any performance ever could. People who are used to chaos find themselves strangely calmed in this presence, then strangely unsettled once it is gone. The absence becomes its own kind of statement, a void shaped exactly like the person who used to fill it. Think of a single struck note that keeps humming long after the strike itself has ended. That is what this kind of presence does to a memory. It does not shout to be remembered. It simply resonates, quietly, persistently, refusing to be silenced by time or distraction. Weeks may pass, life may move forward, and still, somewhere in a quiet, unguarded moment, that resonance returns, a flicker of stillness that no one else has managed to recreate. This is not about manipulation, and it is not about tricks or techniques memorized from a script. It is about becoming someone whose inner world is so aligned, so deliberate, that the outer world simply responds to it. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be chased.
When a person stops spilling their focus in every direction and instead channels it inward, that focus becomes almost impossible to ignore, a quiet gravitational pull that others feel long before they understand why. There is a certain kind of ache that comes from encountering something real in a world that often feels artificial. When people meet someone who is genuinely centered, genuinely unshaken, it stands out sharply against everything they have grown used to. Suddenly, the noise of everyone else feels louder, more desperate, more hollow by comparison. And once that contrast has been felt, it cannot be unfelt. It becomes a quiet, uninvited benchmark that colors every future comparison. This is why some presences seem to follow people long after they physically left. Not because of obsession, not because of anything dramatic, but because true stillness is so uncommon that the mind refuses to let it go easily.
It becomes a reference point, a memory that resurfaces at odd, unexpected times, during a quiet drive, in the middle of a sleepless night, in the pause between two unrelated thoughts. The echo does not need permission to return. There is a kind of quiet confidence that cannot be faked, no matter how hard someone tries. It is built slowly. Through discipline repeated so often, it becomes identity. It shows in small, almost invisible details: a pause before speaking, a stillness in the hands, an unwillingness to rush toward approval. People are drawn to this not because it is loud, but because it is rare. In a world where almost everyone is performing, someone who is simply being feels like a secret worth remembering. The strange thing about this kind of presence is that it does not fade with distance or time. It moves quietly into memory and settles there, resurfacing without warning. A familiar tone of voice heard elsewhere, a particular kind of calm noticed in a stranger. These small triggers pull the echo back to the surface, proving that some impressions are simply built to outlast the moment that created them. This is not magic. It is the natural weight of something genuine. What makes this presence unforgettable is not extravagance, but restraint, the quiet decision to hold back where others give in. That restraint becomes a kind of signal, broadcasting something instinctive and hard to describe. It says, "I am not desperate. I am not scattered. I, above all, in control of myself." And in a world starving for stability, that signal cuts through noise in a way that grand gestures never could. People feel safe near it, even when they cannot explain why. There is a mystery in stillness that chaos can never replicate. People chase excitement, chase intensity, chase constant stimulation. Yet it is often the quiet, grounded presence that leaves the deepest mark. Because chaos fades quickly, but calm lingers. It becomes a kind of anchor point in someone's memory, something they return to when everything else feels unstable. This is the quiet power of discipline. It does not demand to be remembered. It simply refuses to be forgotten. As this transformation deepens, something else shifts too. The way the world seems to respond. Rooms feel different when this kind of presence walks in. Conversations soften. Attention lingers a little longer than usual. None of it is forced or performed. It happens naturally, as a byproduct of someone who has stopped scattering their energy outward and started holding it steady within. This is the quiet paradox at the heart of the story. The less someone chases, the more they seem to be remembered. In the end, this is not a story about control over others. It is a story about alignment, the discipline of holding something valuable instead of spending it carelessly. It is about becoming someone whose presence needs no explanation, whose calm becomes its own kind of legacy. Long after a moment has passed, the echo remains. Not loud, not desperate, but deep, steady, and strangely impossible to forget. That is the quiet power this path leaves behind.